Welcome to Asana class number 6 in the KMK Spring Asana series. We've covered 3 of the yamas from Patanjali. We've covered ahimsa, no harm. We've covered asteya, and we've covered satya. The next one is interesting. It's called aparigraha, and it talks about non-possessiveness. But I think it's a little more useful to think about it as impermanence, which is understandably more a Buddhist concept than it is a concept from the Hindu philosophy, but it works to notice the changes as you're going through them, to allow some room for change. We tend to be a little fearful and we hold back. Sometimes you can do a little more than you think you can. And by noticing your experience of change and its impermanence, life's impermanence, that might help. Maybe keep that in mind as we go forward today with asana practice. So find your seat, same old seat, sits bones on the chair, knees and feet hip width apart, knees over top of heels. Pull your feet in a little to feel your pelvis adjust, your spine angle, your pelvic diamond sitting on the chair. And then take a long, gentle inhale that makes you a little taller. And on exhale, close eyes. Bring your attention to the breath in your nose. Throat, chest, belly, and then that all-important triangle where you can feel your diaphragm moving with breath. Remember, it's okay to use your palm, the center of your palm, to feel it, or you can feel it with interoception. Remember each one of those breaths, each time the diaphragm strokes down, strokes back up, it's stroking your vagal nerve and helping to regulate your nervous system. With your next inhale, bring eyes open. Okay, so let's make sure our shoulders are ready. Same old, same old. Not too far forward, not too far back. Arms are hanging from your shoulders. Exhale here, turn your palms and inhale up. You don't want your hands visible in your periphery, your peripheral vision. Exhale back down. Inhale always moves away from the body, almost always. And exhale moves toward the body. Please pause your video and try a few of these on your own. You know what I'm going to say. I want you to notice how you feel. Do a little toe to the top of your head scan. Notice your breath. And I wanted to mention at this point that one of my editors has looked at the videos and noticed that after each asana, I stop talking for a moment and I don't do anything. That's because this noticing that I tell you to do is something that's ingrained in me. I want to make sure I know how I feel so that I'm safe moving on to the next one. So if you see me just doing nothing at the end of an asana, I'm doing my noticing part. It's important. So let's check out our low backs. Wide. Whatever's comfortable. You don't need to exaggerate it. Keep in mind when you see my postures that I have really long legs. I'm tall. So whatever's most comfortable and easy for you. Hands on your thighs, soft ribs, long torso, and you're going to bend at the hips. Inhale here and exhale hinging at the hips. As long as you can, remain straight. And then when you need to, curve down. And let your head hang freely. We're not only releasing the spine with the next few breaths, but you're learning how to use breath to soften part of your body. And we're going to use that a lot in the asanas today. So, inhale and bring your attention to your low belly. And on exhale, soften belly and feel your low back lengthen and stretch a little from the tailbone. Breathe into your mid-back. On exhale, soften upper belly. Let your mid-back and low back hang from your tailbone. With your next inhale, focus on your chest and shoulders. And then on exhale, soften chest, shoulders. Let your neck be limp and your head hang freely. Inhale all the way down to your tailbone. Exhale, releasing the spine from tailbone to the top of the head. And then press down with the feet and inhale up. Remember that long breath that we take at the end is also that breath that helps you to not be dizzy coming up because our head was lower than our heart. It's just kind of mechanics. So bring your feet back to hip width apart. Knees are over top of heels, and we're just going to check in with the forward bend just one more time. Inhale here and exhale forward, lying on your thighs this time. Once you're lying, you can let your arms and head hang down. And then inhale here, all the way to the tailbone. And on exhale, soften low belly, upper belly, chest, and head. Big inhale, exhale, and inhale up. Let's go back to something we did in session 3. We're going to go back to our standing forward bend and lunge to get ready for a new pose. I've been giving you about a new pose every class. And this one is a lot of fun. And the best way to warm up towards it is to use that half sun salutation, which is forward bend and lunge. So I'm going to move my chair. You don't need to move your chair unless it helps you see your screen a little better. I'm putting my mat under my chair, anchoring it with the front legs, and then rolling it out. So we're going to start coming in really close. You're going to get so used to me saying the same things, but I'm tall and being close is not going to cause me to bump my head on the back of the chair because we're balancing by sticking the bottom out. Let's try that once. Inhale here. Exhale, stick the bottom out. Hold the chair when you can, and down you come. Use that trick you know. Inhale to your tailbone. Exhale, soften as the breath goes up the spine. You'll probably find yourself a little closer to your chair when you're done. Press down with the feet and inhale up by bringing the hips back in again. I'd like you to pause the video and try a few of those on your own. Remember, you're using your breath pace. And if you're halfway down and run out of breath, just stop, get another breath, and keep going. So pause and try a few at your breath pace. Welcome back and notice. Do a little head to toe and check in with your breath. We're going to add the lunge now without the arms going up. we don't really need them for what we're doing this time. So inhale here. And you might want to watch one of these because we haven't done it since, I think it was class 3. So watch one to make sure you're safe and you have all the parts sort of together in your head. Inhale here. Stick your bottom out, exhale down, take hold of the chair, and really take the time to hang before you do anything else. Shift your weight onto your right foot, lift your left foot and bend the knee, and then place that foot as far back as you can. Shoulders away from ears, front knee comes over the heel, back leg stays straight. You can feel probably some lengthening in the front of your hip, and that's good stuff. So from here, I'm going to lay on my thigh, my head is close to the chair, and straighten the front leg. And then bend the front leg and the chest comes up. So you probably guessed this is the inhale. And I'm coming close to my body, my leg. That's the exhale. Back and forth. I'd like you to try a few of those at your pace before we switch to the other side. So this isn't the place to notice. Welcome back, but this isn't the place to notice because I need to get you out of this position. So we're going to straighten the front leg again. Head comes down. Bend the back leg and jump and place your feet hip width apart and down you come. Inhale up. Let's do the other side. Exhale down. Hold your chair. Soften your belly. Let that every exhale be a softening. Shift your weight to your left foot. Bend your right knee and throw that foot back. Shoulders away from ears. Bring the front knee over top of the heel and your chest comes up, your face comes up. Then lay on your thigh and straighten that front leg as much as you can. Remember, we're experiencing the change as it happens. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'd like you to try a few of those at your pace, your breath pace. So pause your video and come back, and then I'll get you out of this position. So to come out, we do it the same way, but I want you to really think about we're not symmetrical creatures. It might be different on this side. So go slow, go gentle, lay on the thigh, straighten the front leg, bend the back, and jump, keeping the head low, and hang. Inhale up to standing. Now you can notice how you feel after doing the back and forth a couple of times. Just take a notice. Take a moment. So we're going to transition to lying on our backs on the mat with knees bent and feet flat. And if getting from standing to lying down is a struggle for you, maybe you have knee replacements or hip replacements, you can use the chair as a support. Both hands on the chair, bring one knee down, bring the other knee down, bring your bottom down. From there, we scooch around like kindergartners on the happy mat. So find your spot. Lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat, and just notice. Notice how you feel. Is your head comfortable? Is your neck comfortable? Okay, let's take our arms out in a T position. So my arm is straight out from my shoulder on both sides, and my palms are down. The palms are down because that will keep the ribs flat and also allow the shoulders to be in a more comfortable position. At this point, walk your knees and feet together. Imagine that you've glued your knees and feet together. We don't want them sliding apart from each other while we move. So we inhale in this position. And on exhale, both knees go down to one side. They might not go all the way down. That's okay. Soften your belly at the bottom. You know how to do that at the end of exhale. And then inhale back up again. And continue with the other side. Soften your belly at the bottom. And inhale back up. A couple of tips. Let's just try one more together, and I can maybe troubleshoot a couple of the things that might happen. Inhale here, and exhale down to one side. Soften your belly at the bottom. If your shoulder on the opposite arm is coming up, that's okay. If your hips and knees, if your knees don't come all the way down, that's okay. Just give it a go. Inhale back up. And exhale down to the other side. Soften that belly when you get there. And inhale back up. I think you know what I'm going to say. I want you to try a few of those at your pace. Take your time, use your breath pace, and try a few of, people call this the windshield wiper pose. You can call it whatever you like. Try a few, please. I want you to notice how you feel, just like always. In fact, if you would just do that, whenever you think about it, all during the day, you'd probably have a little bit better day to notice your body, notice your breath. Let's put those feet back to hip width apart. And bring one knee over your chest, and then also the other. Rock yourself side to side a little to get your low back flat. This is a very easy pose, and it really, really, really is very important. We're going to inhale until our arms are straight, and then exhale the whole time. You're bringing your knees towards your chest. Your arms are not pulling. They're along for the ride. And then as you inhale away, the arms are the brakes for how far do I go. And exhale back in again. Keep in mind that you can't see from your angle maybe, but my knees and feet are still hip width apart, or at least my ankles and my knees are hip width apart. So, please try a few of those at your breath pace. So, notice how you feel. And then be sure you only bring one knee down at a time and use those fingers in the knee crease to ease it down. And then do the same with the other side. How we get up is really important. We've just twisted and loosened up and increased both the strength and the flexibility of our abdominal muscles. So we don't want to add a burden to them. Let's roll over almost always onto our right side. Use your arm to cradle your head. From there, tip forward. Put one hand down, put the other hand down, draw it in, and walk yourself up to a seated position. That is, in my experience, the gentlest way to go from lying to sitting without putting any strain on the spine, without putting a lot of extra work on any part of the body. And then from there, you can come back up to your chair in any way you like. If you need to come over and use the chair, that's cool. But it is important to come up smooth and slow. I'm going to move my chair back. And put the mat aside. So, take a moment to notice how you feel after the whole practice. And then we'll close with our breath rotation. So find that good seat again. Sits bones, hip width apart, over top of your heels. Let your hands rest somewhere in your lap. Palms down is a little easier on the shoulders, but make your shoulders happy. Take a long, gentle inhale. And on exhale, close eyes. Bring your attention to the breath in your nose. And on exhale, soften jaw, cheeks, forehead, and those little muscles around your eyes. Bring your attention to the breath in your throat. And on exhale, soften the space between ears and shoulders. Let your neck be long. Your chin might come up a little, and that's okay. Bring your attention to the breath in your chest. And on exhale, soften the connection between shoulders and arms. Let your arms be more limp. Bring your attention to how breath moves your belly. And on exhale, soften that hip-leg connection. Feel yourself balanced on your pelvic floor. And then come into the little triangle, where it's the easiest place to watch your diaphragm. You can use your hand. You don't have to if you don't need to. And watch your diaphragm go down on inhale and up on exhale. Stroking your vagal nerve. And then watch your whole torso breathe. Softening as you go with that exhale. And then with your next inhale, bring eyes open. Your next video should be the pranayama for number 6, pranayama number 6 that follows this video. And if you have any comments or questions, or just want to share anything with me or with the other folks who are enjoying the videos, please leave a comment, leave a query on social media or on my website. And I hope to see you back for asana number 7.